You guys are going to get secondary tracking emails. It's going to be the same exact tracking. I don't know if you'll get that tracking email today or tomorrow for the package I dropped off tonight. We dropped off Series 2, 1 through 7. Mixer, I think 100, and I believe the Bowman fit number 15 was what got all dropped off tonight. Obviously, tomorrow's Juneteenth, which is a government holiday, which means the post office will not be operating and opening. Got it all out today. It should have been scanned by the post office. I literally dropped it off to the back, so I know they 100% received it. I know it was on its way out because it hadn't loaded the truck up yet. On its way out to the whatever the distro area was. I don't know why I did that and didn't share any links, which just makes no sense because I'm sure people don't even realize I'm live. I'm just talking to myself. Oh yeah, I was so excited to get rolling. I was like, oh man, we did that quick. Probably should share the links. It'd probably be helpful, right, guys? So one day we'll be over 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel too. I think I got more videos than subscribers. Link to YouTube, but dang. Let's get the Facebook link. I was so worried about looking for the lint roller to try to get the desk cleaned up. I did not even think about that. We have link to Facebook. Boom. All right, now that we got the links, I'm assuming cards and caps. By the way, someone said yesterday, I know that the out of 2024 parallels are gold, but A, they look bronze, and B, it doesn't make any sense for them to be gold. So gold will always be, unless you're breaking some weird shit, will always be out of 50 in my eyes. They're bronze to me. I know they're technically gold on the checklist. Somebody said it yesterday, I don't know if it was another breaker or whatever else. I don't know if they were trying to be helpful or just being an actual smartass, but I know that they're actually gold on the checklist. Like, I've read a checklist or two. Let's see. Oh, I know you're John. I didn't know if you were. I figured you had to be Spidey because you hadn't been talking, but Tim was the only other guy I could have been was Tim. So, but the 716 gave you away because I'm pretty sure that's a Wisconsin area code, right? Not mistaken. What I was saying in the beginning is there was not a lot of people in here. We have 1 through 7 of the breaks have been sent out already, as well as Mixer 100 and I believe Bowman 15 was the other Bowman. A little bit late on the Mixer and the Bowman because they happened before Series 2 came out, but Dylan and Tyler work staggered Saturday and Monday, so it's a little bit hard while they're running the shop to get stuff out. Obviously, sometimes I try to help them with the logistics if it's a little bit overwhelming, like I did with Series 2, where I actually did some of the shipping, but neither here nor there. What was I going to say? Dustin, I'm going to drop off. I have the slabs. I'm going to drop them off Thursday. I didn't want to do it and have it sit an extra day for Juneteenth tomorrow because even though they'll all be at Linthicum, all the stuff we dropped off for the breaks, I'd rather your card not be sitting there just a day at the post office for the shits and giggles. Just so you know. But I do have the slab, and I'll send it out with the tracking. I'll drop them off Thursday and make sure they get scanned in by the post office. I didn't want to just drop them off with all the other packages. I wanted to make sure your guys' slabs got dropped off and scanned in right away from the post office with a post person. We have Cowerkin Jr. Then we're going to get a nice rub on the boxes for good luck. Project 2020. Ben bought a card. Just because I know you messaged me about it, I just didn't get a chance to message you back because I think you messaged me while I was driving somewhere. And then just slipped my mind to shoot you a message back when I got to my destination. Good luck to everybody in this. I think it's probably, honestly, I think it's probably a PSA. That's what I thought was somebody else's, but if not, I'll get you. I'll get you one. I was gonna say, can't remember what it was numbered out of. Oh, Buffalo. That's right. You're in Buffalo. 716 was familiar to me. It's because it's a Buffalo area code. Because everything that was sitting on my table in the prep area for PSA, which is where I probably think the Thai Pete was actually at, I probably just sent it to PSA, to be honest. If not, I'll find you a raw one and get it to you. That was actually when you were asking before, is I have like 8 orders at PSA, so I was trying to go through each order and figure out where the O'Neal Cruz was at, and like which order it was at. Because some of the orders have like hundreds of cards in them. Alright, let's get rolling into this. Good luck to everybody. How you doing, Andy? We have Zach Jaloff, Josh Hader, Spencer Strider, Yamamoto, we have Daniel Palencia, $177 out of $199. Going to the Cubs to start us off on the first autograph of the night on the black border. We have Chris Sale. That's going to Chris Arndt, by the way. Shohei Arozarena. We have Estevan Florial on the gold. I was going to say, what I was saying earlier was I know these are technically gold on the checklist. They always look bronze to me, and then I don't like being the gold foil. That's why I call them bronze. We have 555 out of 2024. Somebody said something last night. I was like, I know that they're gold technically. They're not bronze. We have Edmundo Sosa, Altuve, Rivera. I don't know if the Bills are going to be good this year, John. I was going to say the AFL is AFL. The AFC is disgusting this year. We're going to have Anthony Rizzo on the 50 out of 199. Like, an NFC team might win the Super Bowl literally just because all the AFC teams are going to beat the shit out of each other in the playoffs. We're going to have Marco Gonzalez on the green foil board, 266 out of 499. I mean, they broke Judge's hand tonight. I was going to say. Peter Jackson, Wolf, Mike Trout, Schwarber. Miguel Rojas has been hot. As of late, we're going to have Paul Goldschmidt, Jordan Walker, Reese McGuire, JT Realmuto, and Salvador Perez. Jordan Walker on the gold. 623 out of 2024. Yeah, I said the AF. I was watching in the background today while I was doing some stuff at work for the government. I was listening to like the history of the NFL in the background. So they obviously talked about, was it Rizzo? No, I thought Aaron Judge got hit today in the hand too. I'm pretty sure Aaron Judge got pulled out of the game because he got hit in the hand. We have Altuve. Only because I was talking to Mike McGarity earlier because the Topps Chrome checklist came out, which is absolutely loaded. And we were talking about guys to be kept for MVP buybacks. And Judge got injured. That's the only reason why I know it's Judge. Was because literally we were talking about how like you'd want to hold Judge, Soto, and we have Fernando Tatis Jr., Alex Cobb, and Yordan Alvarez, Kim. And I can't remember the other guy he possibly said in the American League. Oh, Gunnar. I was going to say it was like Gunnar, Judge, and Enrique Hernandez. Soto and Juan Soto be the guys we want to hold. We got Harper, and then in the National League, like Betts. Well, not Betts because he's going to be hurt for too long. Every time I see this card, I think it's Wander Franco. What was I going to say? We have Liam Hendricks, Ohtani, and Bryce Harper in the National League. As I say, not Betts because Betts got hurt. I have Liam Hendricks for the Red Sox. And yeah, unfortunately, Willie Mays did pass away. We have Andre Lipsius, Nolan Arenado, Evan Carter. Carter's been pretty disappointing this year. Definitely not living up to the hype of... We're going to have the Golden Mirror for the Oakland Athletics. Going to go to... Who has the A's in this? Going to go to Jeff. I do. I don't know if you won it or... I don't know who won it. I have to go back and look. We have Jose Miranda. We have Bryson Stott, Nolan Arenado. We have Orion Kekkerin going to the Phillies and Austin Fishback. Tomorrow I'll post another case of Jumbos. Like I said, I got a couple more cases in. So I'll post another case. Milwaukee Brewers and Mookie Betts, Nolan Ryan. I appreciate the same day fill. I'll actually drop the case on time and earlier tomorrow, just so you guys know. It won't be as late. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Willie Mays and what he did for the game. We have Ozzie Smith, Fred McGriff. We have Shota. We got Logan Webb on the blue, 122 out of 150. We have Paris, Garrett Cole, Schwarber, and Tatis Jr. Then where were you at whenever I was trying to run UFC breaks? I was going to say, I mean, UFC is a little bit pricey when it comes to breaks, only because there's like only X amount of weight classes. I'm also going to start streaming here on Twitter in a little bit shortly. I'm going to actually, I don't know if I'll do TikTok, but definitely going to start posting the videos too on Twitter just to get a better media following. I probably should hire like a social media manager because I'm terrible with social media. Not actually terrible with it, just terrible enough to where like I'm not a nice enough person to build a following. I mean, pick your fighter is fine, but if you do pick your fighter, you have to have like 40 guys that want to get into UFC. That's the only problem if you do pick your fighter. I just don't have the fan base for UFC when it comes to pick your fighter. When you have like 4 guys that get in UFC, all you can really do is random weight classes. Hell, there's guys in the group that have asked me to run divisions for baseball. I was actually thinking about trying to see if anybody... I was actually probably going to post tomorrow and see if anybody wanted to do... Obviously, we'll throw a pick your team full case again, but I was going to see if anybody wants to... wanted to do a random divisions baseball, like a case of Series 2 random divisions. Because there's guys always asking me to do random divisions. But... I mean, I guess I could do smaller, but I guess I could do like single boxes of it too if I... We have Diaz. We might as well go big or go home and ask. We have Diaz on the 13 out of 2024. We haven't done any randoms for Series 2. Not really my cup of tea to do randoms if we don't have to. I know some guys like them, but... I think the multi-year randoms are pretty good, but I think other than that, the randoms themselves... We have Kierstad, Eddie Murray, Acuna... I don't know how anybody survives on Whatnot. We got Parker Meadows. I mean, I know how. It's because they're overcharging like crazy on Whatnot. It's like the prices are so high. We have Parker Meadows going to Gina in her first break. I'm assuming it's Gina. If it's Gina, my apologies. But I'm going to assume it's Gina and not... I can't remember what movie that was and not Gina. We have Drew Smiley on the 75 out of 44. I mean, sometimes you just got to... Hawk Tui it, I was going to say. And if you don't know, I said you should go look on TikTok or Instagram or something. I was going to say. That chick is going super viral right now. We have Stanton, Harper, Austin Riley. We have Corbin Carroll. That's it. Yeah, Gina from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yep. Spencer Steer, Corey Seager, Craig Biggio. Oh, yeah, dude, then spit on it, bro. I was going to say, that shit has me... It's all over my Facebook. I was going to say, I know it's all over yours if you're friends with the guy. There's no way if you're friends with, like, Doc and them, then it's not on their Facebook somewhere. We're going to have Bryce Harper. Chris, what do you think about that breakup? Because I know you were kind of in both their groups. I know you break with Dan, and I know you kind of broke with Doc and them, too. Bryce Harper on the Silver Slugger for the Phillies. Kyle Hendricks. I have Jazz Chisholm Jr., Alvarez. I have Jazz Chisholm Jr., Jazz Chisholm Jr. again. Oh, we're going to have the Lucas Sims on the foil. Covering the field, Juan Soto. And Manny Machado. Luis Urias on the City Connect. Gonna go to the Brewers. I cannot wait to be done with stupid ass Ultra Pro top loaders because they're the fucking worst. Desperate times called for desperate measures. I mean, no, the 75 points are old. There's not too many products with 75 points. Michael Soroka on the 708 out of 2024. You talking about Ultra Pro top loaders? They just... Oh. I was like, I don't know why that's the City Connect, but I was going to say the Ultra Pro top loaders suck ass. That's why. We have Evan Phillips and Ronald Acuna Jr. because he wore the jersey at some point in time, Brian. I don't know. We have Bo Jackson. I have a 239 out of 299 on the orange foil board. Did you guys see the checklist for Chrome, though? I was going to say literally has everybody in it other than Skeens. No Paul Skeens. I was going to say they just want me to wait till update. We got Paul DeJong. Trey Turner, Price Fielder. Price Fielder, Prince Fielder. The symbol known as... We got Aaron Judge, Lyon Richardson, Schwarber, and David Ortiz. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't think you got along with him too much. I was going to say I'm curious to see. We have Teoscar Hernandez, Bryce Harper, PCA. I'm curious to see what happens with the East-West part of it with Joe and Dan. Ken Waldachuk, Swanson, Musgrove. Don must offer Dan a good deal because I told Dan I have no clue. Chrome, they don't have a date for it yet. When I talked to my rep today, because we have like monthly one-on-ones with our breaker reps, we had talked about their goal is to have it out the 17th. That does not mean that's going to be the day it's out. Their goal is to have Tier 1 released on the 3rd. Then they're going to have Tier 1 release on the 3rd. Chrome on the 17th. And then on the 31st would be Museum Collection. We have Eddie Rodriguez, Mike Messina, Mike Trout, Austin Wells, Dennis Eckersley, DeLuca, Torkelson, and Tristan McKenzie. But yeah, Dom from East West must offer Dan a pretty sick compensation, because I definitely told Dan to hit me up to see if I could match or sway him to come and break for me. So, and that's just me being honest. I mean, I normally don't share behind the details things, but personally, I thought Dan would be a better fit with me than just because we're like kind of a yin and yang when it comes to personalities, and I'm not super like money greedy and oriented, but wish them both the best. I was gonna say I don't know Joe for shit, so I didn't talk to Joe. I just had heard murmurs that that they were breaking up, so I figured I'd message Dan because he's from the Northeast in case he wanted to make the move back home. No. So with the thing about Fanatics is there's definitely a pecking order, but it's nowhere near the same type of pecking order as there is when you can just have money. I don't think people realize how much money Blez has as brothers. If you guys don't know, Jarek Blesnik is one of the top. What's the game he plays? He's like a top 10 whatever poker discipline he plays. He's like a top 10 player in the world. He won like $1 million tournament. It's something pot limit. I think he might play Omaha. No, I think he plays high-low pot limit, maybe. Whatever discipline of poker he plays, he's like a top 10 player in the world for that. So, I mean, that's where most of their like startup money came from. So, I mean, they're a little bit goofy, personality-wise. But I never had a bad dealing with them when it comes to like private business-to-business stuff. And in private, I mean, they're like I said, in public they're a little goofy. I was gonna say we have Keckering, J-Rod, Randy Johnson, but I can explain to you in private why I think that. I'm not gonna say it out on a camera because I don't know how true it is, and you probably have better experience with it than what I think the one brother is personally. And I'm not gonna get back and forth with it, but I think that, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why he's so good at poker. How do you become a breaker? Or, like, how'd I become a breaker? We have Sal Fralick, 37 out of 50 on the patch auto. We have Jordan Wicks, Doyle, Kierstead, the Mets. We have Weston Wilson, Lindor, and J-Rod. In general, if you're asking like how to get product, now it's a lot trickier than it used to be. Before I started to be a breaker, the easiest way to get it, like before COVID, yeah, that is a nice hit on the Sal Fralick, by the way. We got 948 out of 2024 going to the Brewers and John. Nice hit there, John. So I don't know if you're still in the YouTube chat or not. So the way before I started, like before COVID, I should say, the way it worked is everyone pretty much, if you had a brick and mortar store, you had a store account. And then on top of that, if you needed more product, you would go through a distributor like a GTS or a Peach State, Southern Hobby. There's other ones. There's like Gold River Distributor. We're going to have the Phillies Home Field Advantage. There's also a business-to-business site that if you have an LLC, nice hit here, too, for the Phillies and Austin Fishback. Mike's definitely going to hate you. You should probably tag him just because I think it'd be hilarious. We have Caballero covering the field, Hank Aaron. But, what was I going to say? Oh, there's like another thing called DealerNet where you can buy product from. We have Henry Davis. We have Max Kepler. And then there's a couple guys that we have 723 out of 2024. When I started the group, I originally started with 3 other people. Two of the people left right away. PJ's actually still an admin, but he works for Johnson and Johnson and just works a lot. So PJ kind of is like, he's around in a way of like, if I couldn't use, if I needed him, I couldn't like call him up, but PJ never like technically left. We have Aaron Judge, Dansby Swanson. Originally we just bought a case of Bowman and just started the group and tried to just get people to come in and get in breaks. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, obviously it was during COVID, so the two of the original guys, I think they were still both working, but I think they had like a little bit different hours. Like, I never stopped working for the government. We have Michael Brantley. Pretty much, I told him, I was like, we should just do it because other people were doing it. And I think, like, we know more about baseball. No, anybody can just start breaking. I mean, it's just a matter of getting a camera and just finding people to get in your breaks. We have J-Rod. I will say I don't think the superstar greeting. We have Ozzy Albies, Aaron Judge. I don't think that the I need to add that. I need to get, speaking of that, I need to get Steve and Tom in a thing after this. We have Mike Towers. We have Shohei on the gold. Shohei and Clayton Kershaw. I don't think that it's the juice is worth like the squeeze to start out now. If I had to be 100% honest, like, I'd never tell anybody not to start. But in general, I just think it'd be really hard just because product's so hard to get. And product at a competitive price is so hard to get. That's the real problem. And, like, there's no way, like, when I first started, there was another shop that used to sell me a bunch of product out of Ohio. We have Justin Turner, and we have 396 out of 2024. And since then, Fanatics has kind of said they're cracking down on direct accounts, just flipping product to other people. We have Jose Alvarez, Joey Votto, and Austin Riley. So it's pretty hard to get product now if you don't have an account. But no, you don't need a brick and mortar store. Actually, the brick and mortar stores aren't supposed to break. They're direct account stuff, even though all of them do. 371 out of 399. I don't have an issue of however people want to make their money, they can make their money, but it is kind of funny that that when I talk to them trying to get a brick and mortar account, that they say something like, oh, like, these stores are doing X amount of money a month and it's all in their brick and mortar store. And I'm like, bro, they're breaking. Like, the shops you gave me an example of just in Maryland, I know 2 of them break. We have Tukey, we have J-Rod, Sandy Koufax. Or they wouldn't move all the product they get. There's just, I mean, there's people here, but, I mean, you live in, you live up by Bel Air, right? We have 342 out of 499, Victor Robles. On the green foil board. If I'm not mistaken, right? You live up north. Yeah, so like Bel Air card shop, right? Like Mel up there, like, they don't have a break account, but they run breaks. Are they supposed to? Probably not. I was going to say Kyle up there with, I can't think of what the hell his stupid shop's called. Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge. Oh, whatever the place is, it's up there. Sims breaks. I mean, so both of them break, right? You're not, technically, if you use your direct Topps account stuff, you're not supposed to break it to customers that aren't walking in your store. Which one, Sims or Bel Air? We have Mariano Rivera, Nick Gonzalez, Hancock, Luciano, Mauer, Soderstrom, Otani, and Jose Rodriguez. So, like, really your best bet would be to go, like, talk to Mel at Bel Air and it just straight up explain to him that you want to break. Like, if you wanted to break, like, that would be your best bet. Like, that's what I used to do. I used to go to another card shop that's in Arbutus and buy a lot of his product. The dude in Laurel used to sell me cases of stuff. I can't think of their name in Laurel. The guy in Laurel is always expensive as hell, though. But, I mean, that's how I got products, was go to the shops. And I started to get on DealerNet when DealerNet, during COVID, people would overspend. Then eventually I got an account with GTS, and then GTS got cut off by Topps after I spent, like, I spent a lot of money to get a baseball allocation, and then Topps cut them off like a month and a half later. So I never got any allocation from GTS. I just put in a bunch of money. So that was like kind of how the card stuff used to work. Is like, let's say a case of Series 2 retails, I don't know, what are they retailing at right now? Like, it's $200 a box. So let's say that like David Adams is selling a case. So do I said like for the teams? Yeah, I make my own price list. But I mean, if you ever started to break and you needed help, I would just, I mean, I can help you make a price list depending on what the size of the break is. If you really had questions. But yeah, I mean, I make my own prices because I just look at the checklist and kind of know a lot about baseball and kind of where the market is for singles. I mean, there's some stuff that maybe I'm a little disagree with, like what other people might think. So, for instance, like, but yeah, I was gonna say, you have to factor in too, like, if you start, I mean, you can do like no goods and services. It's some people are gonna like not just trust you to do it because there are like people that are just like shitty individuals. Carlos Correa, Jackson Rutledge. So I always did goods and services. We have Adley Rutschman, Lee, and I will openly admit for like the first year and a half of doing it, I pretty much ran at a negative to where I was pretty much supplementing the entire growing of the business through my government job. We have James Outman, 142 out of 199. I definitely hit this sideways. And I'm still not, like, necessarily... There's months where, like, if I didn't have my government job, I wouldn't be able to, like, pay my bills for my house. We have 142 out of 199, so that's why I still work for the government. It's just so I don't have to worry about that. We have Jessica Mendoza. Jason Varitek on the All-Stars for the American League. But that's just mostly from, like, building the business. Building any business takes money, right? Like, most businesses don't start turning profits till, like, their third or fourth year in business. And the economy, dude, it's, like, impossible to get loans that are not, like, bending you over sideways and DPing you. And then you're the one that's doing the hawk tui on people. I was going to say we have Aaron Judge, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., because that's the way they're effing you in the A when it comes to any type of loans nowadays. I mean, it's not even worth taking them, right? So we have Jacob Young. That's why I always laugh there. I think there's some guys in the hobby that are like arrogant and cocky and assholes. And the only reason they got there was just right time, right place in the hobby when it comes to COVID. We have 659 out of 2024. Because if you were in the hobby before COVID and had allocations through GTS or Southern Hobby or whoever, we have Lancada, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Pujols, you 100% made a shit ton of money during COVID. And a lot of guys made a lot of money, and it gave them really big egos, and they're really not great people or great business people, and that's why they're starting to struggle. There's nowhere near as much money in the hobby as there was before COVID, just because the economy's not great. We're going to have Nick Castellanos on 21 out of 25 on the Major League material. But we're going to have Garrett Whitlock on the green foil board. I'm so sending pictures to Mike. Yeah, I was going to say, but the prime example, right, is I don't know anything about the Dylan and Ashley and Latore, I think's how you say his name, Wallace, right? We have Josh Jung. We have Tristan Casas, but it's clearly the second time that Top Shot Sports Breaks, CJ Abrams, which is Latore Wallace, right? Or Latore, however you say his name, has combined with another group, and they have split. So is Latore at fault? Is he hard to deal with? We have Corbin Carroll, Luis Garcia. Does he not make good decisions and just chose bad breakers? Jordan Diaz, Mike Trout, Matt McLean. But there's a lot of, like, people get really greedy. Like, they start to make a little bit of money, and then, like, they can't control themselves when it comes to greed. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people are assholes when it comes to the hobby. You got 334 out of 2024 on the Luis Garcia, and that's just, like, not, like... I mean, I've had, like, Austin and Brian and some of the guys that have been in the group for a while and kind of know me. Like, I could literally, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the hobby and I wouldn't stop it. Like, I don't plan on stopping, breaking, or doing anything else. But we have Yandy Diaz. I'm not saying that, like, he doesn't do good giveaways or anything. I'm saying when it comes to greed in the sense of, like, wanting to make more money, right? Like, I don't know if that's why Dylan left or he wasn't paying Dylan enough. I don't know the whole situation. So I'm not going to speculate and say, like, oh, this is the reason, that's the reason. I'm just saying in general, like, clearly there was a disconnect. We have Luis Robert. We're going to have the Los Angeles Dodgers, Aaron Judge, Jason Dominguez. So I don't want to speak, like, out of, like, I don't know the situation. I'm just saying, like, clearly there had to be something to do with money or there's no reason why they break up, right? Like, it had to do with money or not giving enough product or whatever else. Whatever side it's on is whatever side it's on. But we have Gold Foil, Cunha, and Pete Alonso. And that's not... Yeah, I think that they were doing it for, like, a 101 or whatever, right? I also don't like giveaways that are like PlayStations or Rolexes. The reason I don't like that is, I mean, in a Rolex, I guess it's whatever. I mean, if you know Rolexes or don't know Rolexes, I'm sure he wasn't giving away a fake Rolex, right? I'm not saying that I'll get 24 out of 2024. But there was we have Jose Siri, David Wright, Jordan Walker. There was a group that there's a couple groups doing it during Christmas, giving away PlayStation 5s when they were hard to get, and then, like, rolling them into breaks. Like, that's just such, like, but rolling them in for breaks is what, like, their resale value was. We have Matthew Liberatore on the 1 out of 50 on the Mother's Day. There's just a lot of, like, shady shit that goes on because I know how much everything costs. Now, Fanatics has got a little bit stingier when it comes to, like, allocation prices. So, and, like, the price is different between the hobby shop and the breakers, which is also, I don't understand. But we have Jack Sawinski, Ozzie Smith, J-Rod. And, like, the second wave is more expensive than, like, the first wave. Like, it's kind of like how the distributors used to do stuff, but not quite. We have Travis d'Arnaud, 278 out of 399 on the Aqua. Going to d'Arnaud. And I know I'm just, like, kind of rambling about that when it comes to product, but yeah, there's a lot of people that just do some shady shit. We have Mark Canha, Mookie Betts, Satchel Paige. Oh, but what I was trying to say is, like, people start to get really greedy in the hobby or don't want to share product. So that becomes a problem. I think that was a big problem with, like, the Break Club splitting up back into Wax Hub and East-West Sports Cards. We have Fred McGriff, Shota, Eckersley, DeLuca, Schwarber, Tatis Jr., Ozzie Smith, and the green Hanley Ramirez of the Marlins going to Matt Rogg. Nice to see you back in some breaks, man. We got a 62 out of 99. But in the box 5. Ooh. I got to see one more thing about Russ, where they think Russell Wilson's going to be terrible this year. I was going to say, even if he's terrible, the Steelers, he can't be any worse than Kenny Pickett. And I defended Kenny Pickett for a long-ass time. Like, Kenny Pickett was so disappointing. I thought maybe, like, he just didn't have the arm, like, he can read defenses. That man couldn't read the defense to save his life. And I know some of the play calling from Matt Canada was terrible, but But yeah, the biggest part about breaking Andy, back to that real quick, is literally just starting it and just being patient, knowing that. And I would almost start with something like what I used to do when I first started, and I think it worked really well, and Dylan kind of does it. Is run like 15 spotters where it's like pick one get one. But you have to sometimes lock some teams for that. I was gonna say, because like for instance, like in this product, right? We are on box number 5. There hasn't been any crazy Yankees hits yet. I was gonna say, if you can hear. We have John Purdy, Nick Allen, and Duran, Mike Trout. But we still have some boxes left. There has been at least a one J-Dom that was in the silver pack, which those are normally a couple bucks. I know that's not really a hit or what you're looking for, but we're a little cold, bud. There has been, I guess you could say a little warm, depending on how you feel about memorabilia and certain players on the Yankees right now. But we got Blake Rutherford for the Nationals. That's going to be a 39 out of 50 on the 1989, the year I was born. Going to Andy and the Nats on the Blake Rutherford. Hunter Renfroe on the green foil board for the Royals. Wow, Chris. Well, fuck you too, bud. We would break separately. We would just be the yin and the yang. You want to get yelled at and have a midget break for you, you could go to Dan. You want to have the Jolly Green Giant and the friendly guy break for you, you can just go to me. It'd be easy. I was going to say, you can have both styles. So I was going to say we have Hunter Renfroe, Jose Altuve, Freddie Freeman, Ted Williams, Jose Ramirez. Yeah, I was still kind of young. Ezekiel Duran, Freeman, Juan Soto. I mean, the facts are the facts, I was going to say. We're just literally like polar opposites of each other. That's why I was like, it'd be a good, I think it'd be a good working relationship. Stop, dude. Rutherford has Jeter Downs potential. Nick Madrigal going to the Cubs, 35 out of 199. We have Hannafy, Cal Ripken Jr., Sandy Koufax. We're going to have Bo Bichette, Evan Carter. And we're going to have Matthew Batten here on the foil. Matt Olson, Austin Wells. I have not seen Blake Rutherford really play. And I'm sure I could go look at his numbers. They're probably not terrific. Got Cal Ripken on the American League All-Star going to the Orioles. Got the O's this time around, Steve. Like I said, tomorrow we'll post another case. I will take a poll if people want to do... If anybody wants to do random division case, I'll post it. I was going to say, I could... The only reason I said it... Jared Kelnick, who had a couple dingers the last week, helped me in fantasy. So I got him on both my teams, just literally beat the shit out of people. Gotta love it. We have dynamic duo for Philly. And Nolan Jones, David Wright. The only reason I say that's because Tom Scarberry made a sighting in this break, which when Tom gets into stuff, I mean, if you know, you know, Tom will just buy half a case of whatever. I love Tom. No, Tom is one of the nicest guys ever, I was going to say. You want a good guy in the hobby. We have Alex Ramirez. I've watched him get in so many 50-50s. We have Yoendry Gomez, and unless it's like a really big card, him just give the card to the other guy. We got Corey Seager, Mickey Mantle, or him buy somebody out of the card for like the value of the card itself. like actually like one of the best people in the hobby. We have Bregman, Baltimore Brotherhood, Otani, De La Cruz. We're going to have Ronnie, Michael Conforto, Jordan Alvarez, and Mookie Betts. And let's get in the last little bit here of this box. Oh, we get a Ken Waldichuk to who other than the A's on the team border. Team border still some dope cards. Oh yeah, I remember the Woodruff. We have Jake Myers, Gabriel Moreno. We have Tatis Jr. Look, you can't knock the Mexican League, man. I was going to say, Trevor Bauer's down there, so there's a Cy Young winner in that Mexican League, all right? The fact he is not signed to the Orioles right now or some other franchise and he's starting pitching is ridiculous. I mean, obviously you can't go back to the Dodgers, but we're going to get ourselves an out of 5. Calling an auto or just a parallel red here? We have Randy Johnson, Ragans, Jollof, Hayes, Sonny Gray, Gunnar Henderson, PCA with a red. Ho, 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 for the Dodgers. And Tom Scarberry, 5 of 5, Sandy Koufax. Holy shit. Now that's a hit, I was going to say. I saw Dodgers in a pitcher, and I was like, that's going to be Yamamoto, but he's in a... At first, I thought it might have been Kershaw, because I could tell he's left-handed. And I was like, Yamamoto got a redemption, so I was like, oh, that's going to be Kershaw, right? Like, has to be. Sandy Koufax is still alive. He just did a signing a little while ago. I was going to say... I don't even think he's in the... I don't think he watches on YouTube anymore. He's probably busy working. But that's where he's been, I was going to say. Plus, he's a Steelers fan, so Tom always is good in my book. He likes the Mountaineers, though, which is a little sketch. But I'll let it slide. Yeah, there's a Wemby auto in this case too. I was gonna say they must have been holding. This is all from Wave 2, right? They must have been holding these back for the big breakers. All right, let's get rolling into the last box. We have Garrett Whitlock, Yu Darvish. We have Max Muncy and Ken Griffey Jr. I got Blez's shipment. I wish they'd accidentally just give me $1 million worth of basketball cases. I would give it back though, man. I wouldn't take anybody's shit. It's so grimy. We have Yenner Cano, the baseball stars. There's literally somebody in the group that they hadn't been in a break in a month and a half, and I sent them a package because they have a similar last name of a new guy with a similar first name. I sent them a package and they literally, I'm not going to blast them because it is what it is. Because I have no proof because I'm the one that messed up and sent the package to the wrong person. But I was going to say, Acuna, literally we're like, oh no, I never got a package from you. I was going to say, which is, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, there's some shitty people. I was going to say, if somebody sent me the wrong shit, I would just send it back. There's a ton of you guys that are actually super awesome, and when the mistakes happen or whatever else, you guys are super cool about it. We got Bichette, Sonny Gray. Yeah, the O's have had some decent stuff. By the way, that Acuna was the blue border. Well, it would be a blue border, but it's a blue parallel because it's a insert. Marquez, Corbin Carroll, Davis Schneider. We have Joey Votto on the National League All-Star. We have Lance Lynn, Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt, and Nick Madrigal right there. Mookie Betts. Marco Luciano. Marcus Stroman. Oh, what I was trying to say, you got Paul Goldschmidt and Miguel Cabrera. Is, in the beginning, I was also saying, I mean, you did get the Lee autograph, Brian, to be honest. I mean, that was a nice hit early. Which I know his price has plummeted a little bit. Not, I wouldn't say plummeted. It's not as high as it was. You got Blake Snell. 3 out of 73 on a Logan Gilbert. Well, if they give Matos a chance to stay up there, he would be dope too, I was going to say. I mean, obviously you haven't hit a lot of Matos. We have Logan Gilbert on the black border. AJ Minter. Derek Jeter. We have Hank Aaron. Yeah, I don't know why they did him so dirty. We have Rachel Folden. We have Chris Bassett, Ellie, Bregman. Man, Ellie is... I fucking hate that he's a red, but... I mean, you hit like 8 home field advantage. Were those Matos or were they Marco Luciano? Luis Arraez going to the Marlins. And Matt Rogg. I forgot that Willie Mays played for the Mets. We have Miguel Vargas on the 472 out of 2024. Oh, I wanted to say, too, if you guys ever post anything in the group and it doesn't get approved, it's literally not because I don't care about your stuff. I'll go... If you guys really want, like, a buy-sell trade thread again, I can have one back. We have Sean Bouchard, Randy Arozarena. There was not really any problems, just when I talked to people, nobody said they were actually selling anything. We have Jackie Robinson, then people stopped requesting it to be a thing, but I know some people have been posting trying to sell stuff in the group again. I just don't want any buy, sell, trade stuff, because if not, it just creates, like, I'm not going to pick and choose, and I don't want it to turn into, like, a buy, sell, trade thing. We got 35 out of 299. I told you Ramos was going to be good, and he told me I was fucking insane, but... We have Hunter. Hunter Goodman hit some fucking murdered the Pirates the other day. Fuck this guy. He was one of my sleepers in 2020. Was it 2021 draft? I think he was in. We have Wade Miley, Strider, Noelvi Marte. It was a pretty decent catcher, but yeah, he absolutely. I think he hit 2 home runs and had like 6 RBIs against the Pirates the other night. We have Ohtani, Garrett Stubbs on the foil, Bobby Witt, Strider. Oh, looks like we're going to get this jumbo is much better in the silver packs with color because we're going to get some more color. Get an aqua, which I don't know if the aquas come in autographs or not. Okay, Craig Biggio, Jimenez, Connor Phillips, Hank Aaron, Lane Thomas, David Wright, Prince Fielder, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 104 out of 199. I told you he would be good, though. I was going to say, we had this argument. I remember we were literally having an argument about it. I was like, dude, he'll be good. Don't worry. He might not be good as a Giant, but he's going to be good. Because when he hits the ball, man, he hits it so hard. His exit velo is so good. He has such a good swing plane. Like, it's just a matter of not striking out a bunch, which is like most of these guys' problem is they want to fucking swing at everything. They're like, me hit ball far, me swing hard, me miss. They're like cavemen. All right, let's get into the hits. Congratulations to all those that hit. For those that didn't, hopefully better luck next time. We have Andrew Henne for the Rangers on the aqua. Hunter Goodman on the orange. Vargas on the gold. Rays on the silver slugger. We have Logan Gilbert on the black border. Joey Votto. Acuna on the blue. Whitlock on the gold. Waldachuk on the team border. A-Rod. Kelnick. Ripken on the memorabilia. Nick Madrick on the City Connect out of 199. The green Renfroe Birdie on the gold. We're going to have the green Hanley Ramirez for the Marlins. Darno on the aqua. Munoz on the gold. Diaz on the silver slugger. Garcia on the gold. Whitlock on the green. Young on the gold. Outman on the red. Robles on the green. We have Turner on the gold. Michael Brantley, who didn't even play much last year in the City Connect. We have Kepler on the gold. We have Bellinger on the silver slugger. We're going to have the Mets on the gold. The orange Marcus Semien. Soroka on the gold. Urias on the City Connect. Bryce Harper on the silver slugger, Smiley on the green, the gold, Diaz, Hendricks, and Walker. We have Marco Gonzalez on the green and Florio. We want to talk about a guy that's being mismanaged. Welcome to Jordan Walker. There's just some guys that just get the raw end of the deal by their management. He's one of them too. The Cardinals are doing their team like the Giants do theirs. We have Vladdy on the aqua. We have Rizzo out of 199 on the black patch autograph. Logan Webb on the blue. Kekkerin on the aqua. Liberatore on the Future Stars Mother's Day on the pink salmon looking card. We actually did have some, I mean, obviously we had a really, really nice autograph, but we did actually have some nice autographs and memorabilia this time around. Even if you take the Koufax out. I appreciate you, Brian. We have Blake Rutherford on the gold 1989 Altuve. We have the home field advantage Bryce Harper, Jason Varitek on the American League All-Stars for the Red Sox, Palencia on the border, Parker Meadows. Oh, Andy, you got the Varitek too. I missed saying that whenever he pulled it. I was gonna say we have Parker Meadows for the Tigers. I guess you tried to get the Tigers and upgraded to the Red Sox, right? And you still got rewarded. So. Baseball card gods are with you. We have Cano on the Baseball Stars. Major League Material on the Castellanos out of 25. The Golden Mirror for the Oakland Athletics. We have Sal Frelick on the 37 out of 50 patch auto. And I thought for sure this was going to be the big hit of the break. And then we get instead a 5 out of 5 Sandy Koufax going to the Dodgers and Tom Scarberry. And that's the break, guys. I appreciate y'all as always. You guys have a great night and be safe. I will hopefully catch you guys. Well, there's a Pokemon break. If anybody wants to break Pokemon, there's 3 spots left in Pokemon. I'm going to let you know right now. At like $3 and some change a pack for anything new. Especially when it's getting shipped to you and it's 3 different booster boxes. The price is actually probably the best price you can get from a breaker. If I'm being honest. And I normally don't toot my prices. Like, if you're into Pokemon, like, I don't think you're finding anything less than $49 per a random energy pack break. For 3 booster boxes. I mean, I could be wrong. You can find a better price, let me know. But if you're into Pokemon, I would suggest getting in it. But other than that, like I said, we'll have another case tomorrow. I'll take a poll if we have enough guys that want to do random divisions on a whole case of Series 2 Jumbos. I'll do it. I'll run the random divisions. I normally don't like doing it in the sense of, like, it's only 6 guys, but we've ran a lot of Series 2. And I just don't get enough product to just be like, all right, let's run a division case. Like, but since we've run quite a few cases, if I know there's some guys who are asking about divisions for it, if people want to run it, we'll run it. But I appreciate y'all as always. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, Gina, nice autograph. I was gonna say the Parker Meadows, Austin Meadows' little brother, has some decent potential to be honest. Hasn't put up great numbers yet, but it's hard. It's hard in Comerica. Comerica is one of those parks that'll break a rookie because you could hit a ball that should be a home run somewhere else, and it's just a gap shot, which is terrible. I think it's actually one of the reasons why Spencer Torkelson struggled so much, other than he really likes to swing at the ball and not take walks. But what are you going to do? You guys have a good night. I will catch you all tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to post the case. I'm going to schedule tonight. It's going to be posted at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time for the jumbo case. I'll take a poll in the morning, and we'll see if we throw up a divisions later in the day. And I'll still do the interest post to let you guys know what's